and welcome to YNOT Summit. You are joining Connor and Jay from YNOT. You probably know Connor from Sell Porn or Die Trying podcast. You maybe know me from Seat of Your Pants podcast, or maybe you just know us because between the two of us, we've been in the industry for about over 40 years combined. So, yeah, scary stuff.
Getting old.
Getting old. But with age comes wisdom and beauty, or at least that, especially in my case. So anyway, we have some fantastic news that we want to bring your way. And we've got some big announcements. We've got some great things coming up because, you know, the world is coming back to normal. And we want to bring our in-person events back. And here we go. We've got YNOT Cam Awards happening in Hollywood, October 14th this year.
That's the big news. I thought I was going to say that news. You took my news.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
You took my fucking news. Can you believe this shit? Yes, it's true. The show I've affectionately referred to as my baby from the start, something I wanted to do for a long time. And we did it for 2 years in a row. And, it was just such a great and wonderful experience. And then with the pandemic, we couldn't do it, unfortunately, last year. But it is back, ladies and gentlemen. YNOT Cam Awards will be in Hollywood, California, coming at you from Avalon, same venue as before. It's right on the corner of Hollywood and Vine, directly across from the Capitol Records building. It is a wonderful venue. It is a wonderful time, and it will be back on October 14th. And before we get into other issues about the Cam Awards, I wanted to ask you, because I'm really excited about this. It's sort of like we're officially announcing this now, but it's sort of like a poorly kept secret because you've been talking with a lot of companies to be involved in this event. So how's that been going with sponsors and whatnot?
It's been going great. In fact, I'm happy to say that we have all of our top presenting sponsors already in place for this. I'm happy to say that Chatterbait, Bonga Cams, I Want Clips, and Branded Scan have all signed on to be our presenting platinum sponsors for the YNOT Cam Awards, October 14th. These are people that believe in what we're doing. They're highly supportive. They care about the industry as a whole, and their ideals in a lot of ways align with ours. So this is it's a great match. It's great news. And it also means that we're not going to take a bath because putting on these shows costs $1 million. Well, it doesn't cost $1 million, but between the blood, the sweat, the tears, the money, the lack of sleep, the stress, everything, believe me, every bit helps. So
it's not seven figures, but it is six. So I will say that to people and let them in on that particular one. It is six, and these are definitely big shows. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I actually have a few questions for you, Connor, because this is your baby, and you do tend to come up with some pretty great ideas from time to time. How did you get the YNOT Cam Awards started and why? What was your reasoning? Because there are other award shows out there, but ours is different.
Yeah, so when we got this going, it took a little while to get it off the ground, I will say. So we spent about a year and a half or so kind of getting this going. At the time, the AVN Awards was sort of, it's the gold standard show. It would happen every year in Las Vegas. And that particular show was really geared towards the video side of the business, and then all the stars from that world were there, and they had their big night, their big red carpet night. And it's a good show. It's they put a lot of work into that show. So hats off to AVN. But what we weren't seeing at that show was really the cam and clips community being properly represented. They were sort of included, we felt like, at the kind of at the end of the show. But AVN really has to focus on their bread and butter with that show, which is the video side of the business and the video stars. And we felt like the cam and clips people were, I'll say underappreciated, really, weren't getting their big night to walk the red carpet and to be the stars of the show. And given how important creators and broadcasters are to our industry, we felt like, we need to put something on that allows the companies and the people who are on this side of the industry, this interactive side of the industry, which is so important, to have their big night. These people are doing things that, it's an experience that can't be pirated. It's an experience you can't get on a tube site. If you want to interact with somebody, that's the kind of experience that you have to go to the people who are providing these services and interact with them. You can't just steal it on a forum somewhere. It's a huge, important part of the industry, and that's really what the Cam Awards were all about, making sure that we recognize that. And we didn't make it about businesses, only. We're not bringing up all the businesses to win an award. We do that in Prague. That's a different show. For this one, we're recognizing the people, the broadcasters, the creators who are working their asses off, quite frankly, all year long. People think this isn't work. They're crazy. It's hard work, and we needed to give them their big night.
Yeah, so all the unsung heroes who are kind of well beyond deserving, getting their due, this is their opportunity to really shine and be the stars that they deserve to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So take us just kind of briefly how the night looks for people that are actually attending the awards show. We are going to live stream it as well, but for those that are attending and haven't actually been to the YNOT Cam Awards, take us through like how the evening will unfold.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody who wants to see this themselves, by the way, if you go over to our YouTube channel, you can search for YNOT Cam Awards. You will find like videos that will show you kind of like people arriving at the event and the stage itself. And that's really what happens. It starts off with a red carpet event right out on Vine Street. So with the Capitol Records building right behind you, there's a red carpet there, and there's a giant press wall, and people are coming in through the red carpet, and performers are coming in the red carpet, and there's photographers lined up taking pictures and videos going on the live stream, and that's sort of your introduction to this venue. Then you enter the Avalon Hollywood, which is a historic venue. I mean, this was the site of ABC's first variety show back before the all the Tonight shows and whatnot were popular. Jerry Lewis performed there. The Beatles did their very first West Coast conference at this same venue. It's really historic, and it's fun to walk into. There'll be a big screen, with Cam Awards and whatnot going on as you walk in. There's a bar area, and then you walk into the main theater area, a big stage, tables set up everywhere, and we really take care of everybody. So all of our VIPs down on the floor, which is going to include all the nominees and their plus ones, they get a full dinner service. They get drinks provided the whole night. You're taken care of. We're not going to stick you, at some, outside location. If you're a nominee or you're a sponsor, you're not going to get a bad seat. You're not going to be treated like you're not important. You're going to be treated like you're important because you are important. That's how we feel about you. That's how our sponsors feel about you. The show will, after everyone has a chance to sort of network and hang out and talk and have drinks and dinner, there's entertainment. We had Brad Williams last year, a comedian who's absolutely funny. He was great. I mean, I think he stole the show. I think he was so damn funny. What were some of the other comedians you liked, other than, because we've had a few?
We had Kate Quigley. We also had, and I can't even remember the other comedians from the previous year because
she had opened for
Jim Norton before. Yeah.
Quigley was, oh my God, Kate Quigley was so funny. And she really connected because she has that industry experience, and she really just knows the industry, and she connected with the audience. Yeah. People were dying. So we have the pre-show entertainment that goes on stage. And then of course we go into the Cam Awards itself, which is a big presentation. It's just long enough to be, to cover what it needs to cover without going on too long. And it's fun and it's entertaining, and everybody has a good time. And then afterwards, there's an after party. We all head over to there's a separate venue that's attached to the Avalon nightclub where we all kind of go over and kind of close out the night. And all in all, it's just a very fun experience.
It's a fantastic night, and people pay attention too. I mean, you'll notice that a lot of award shows tend to run 3-4 hours long. People lose attention if it's not interesting in a much shorter time than that. We have managed to clock in at under 100 minutes for our awards, specifically for the awards portion of the show, 2 years in a row. So I don't see how that will be any different this year. And we keep it fun and entertaining. So it's a great time. We've more or less explained why models would want to participate in this, but are there any other reasons why a model would want to be involved in the YNOT Cam Awards, either as a nominee or as an attendee?
Yeah, first of all, it's just a lot of fun. So if you're a nominee, and you're going to get the invite to come out and to attend in Hollywood in person, along with your +1. So you don't even have to come alone. If you got a partner, somebody who you work with, you're married, whoever, you can bring your spouse, and you're going to have a really fun time in Hollywood. We're going to show you a good time, and we're going to show you how important you are. All nominees get that invite out, and they sit on the floor in the VIP area where you're not going to be stuck up in the balcony or anything like that. So it's a lot of fun. You're going to get dinner, you're going to get drinks, you're going to have a chance to walk the red carpet. You're going to be live streamed on the red carpet, and potentially have the chance to be live streamed coming on stage to win the award, which is going to be great publicity and visibility for you. Those are clips that you can take and put in your arsenal and use to show your fans and to show your industry involvement for many years to come. So that's really big. The whole process of voting and being a nominee, and we'll get into this, I'm sure, in a little bit, but it's limited on the number of people who are nominated and can participate. So you're going to be part of an exclusive group if you're nominated, really, and that's going to be an opportunity to engage with your fans over this, something that you can kind of engage with them in. And this isn't any award show. This is the I can honestly say that this is the gold standard award show for cam and clips. Nobody does it better. I'm not somebody to be just arrogant about things or boastful about things without reason, but nobody does this better than we do. And being a part of this, you're going to have fun, and you're going to have a chance to really kind of engage with your fans in the process.
Yeah, I mean, who said it? Was it Carly Simon? Nobody does it better. She was portending what was about to happen 45 years later.
That's right. Somehow had a premonition.
Okay, well, let's go into the nomination process for the models that want to get nominated. How do we do that? How's the process go?
So we have one thing that's a little different than everybody else, and this is so I'd say pay attention to this one thing, and then the rest of it will come easy later on. You need a YNOT ID account. So YNOTID.com. You're going to need one of those. When you have one and the nomination process begins, people will be able to use your YNOT ID to nominate you and to suggest you for a nomination, essentially.
That's very important.
So that's number one. And it's important. The reason why we did it this way is because we're basically trying to weed out all the people who really aren't all that interested or aren't going to be interested in sort of engaging with us, because all of our nominees, we promote them heavily. We want to work with you. We're going to ask for videos. We're going to interview you. We're going to ask for quotes. We're going to be promoting you throughout this entire process, okay? And if somebody's not really engaged and not really interested in a nomination, I really don't care how big they are, quite frankly. We're just not interested in you being a part of our award show. We want the models who are interested in being a part of this and are engaged, because that way we can promote you. If somebody's not engaged and they're not responding to requests for videos or for interviews or things like that, then it really hurts the whole process.
Well,
we've been very lucky, and we've gotten engaged nominees every single time. So with YNOT ID, when somebody nominates you, you're going to have the opportunity to accept or decline that nomination within YNOT ID. So if you're not interested, you can just decline. Cool, we know you're not interested. If you do get nominated and you are interested and you accept it, okay, good. That's a first good step. And you're going to see those nominations coming in at YNOTID.com, so you can kind of keep track of what's going on. Well, that's basically how that works. And I'll just say that process is going to kick off on August 9th. So if you don't have a YNOTID.com account right now, I would say go make one, make a model account, get that ready to go, know what your YNOT ID is, so you can hand that out to people who you want to nominate you.
Exactly. Thank you for that. And obviously, I think we're going to be doing somewhere around 25 categories, give or take, with 5 nominees per category. So you do the math. There's thousands and thousands of models out there, but obviously not everyone wants to be nominated. But there's enough people that want to be nominated where it's very difficult to whittle it down to just 5 nominees. So once we actually have those nominees, what's the next step?
And I will take this moment to take a shot at our competitors here, because I'm not above that. And I will say, when you have an award show that nominates the entire industry for one category, not only is it hard for you to win that category when you're up against 50 other nominees, but we see that as really cynical. We see that as a means to basically try to say we want everybody out there pushing our award show, even though they have no chance to actually win this thing. We want 5 nominees who actually have a chance to win each category. And that's more important to us, that it's a good experience for everybody than getting like 50 people in one category. So they'll all go out.
It becomes about the nominee and not about our platform. We're not interested in trying to push our brand when it comes to something like this. It's all about the performer.
Yeah. And part of that is because we love this industry. We've been in it for a long time. We love it. It's our home, and we want it to be healthy, and we want the world to see us at our best, right? Dressed up and having a good time at our absolute best. So that's why this is so important for us. We see it not just as something for us as a company, but also a mechanism to push back at all the mainstream people who are saying, you know, oh, this industry, it's a bunch of shady people, or there's all this trafficking going on, or all the other BS narratives that get thrown at us. This is our chance to say, oh yeah, take a look at this and see who the creators are and the broadcasters are that you guys are all slandering or libeling, depending on what the format in which you are spoken. That's why it is. So in terms of voting, that's going to kick off in September, and everyone will have a month to vote essentially for each of the categories, and that's kind of how that's going to work. So we'll put out detailed information on all these processes here shortly. Look for that like in the coming weeks. Really, it's going to be coming out shortly. You can find the process online right now if you search for it from previous years, but we'll have that updated and ready for everybody here to go very soon. Oops, Jay, you're muted.
I actually just have one last question here. Sorry about that. Yeah. Talking about narratives, we are the originator of how we choose our categories for the YNOT Cam Awards. Do you want to just touch on that real quick?
Yeah, we did all kinds of interesting things with the categories because it was important. We sat down with our entire company, and we said, how can we do this better? What can we do that's different? And one of the things we came up with is we wanted to do this for all categories, but we mixed it a little. But one of the things we came up with was when we had a category like the funniest model, for example, there was no reason that category should be limited to any particular gender, right? Or any particular identity. What we did in that particular case is, if you're going to compete in that category, it is open to everybody. If we have categories that we also looked at that were kind of old school industry, that was like, old school industry award shows would have like niched out categories based on race, for example, which we just thought was wholly inappropriate. You'd have a category for the best ebony scene or something like that. It was like, wait, why is this just not nominated for the best scene
or best blowjob?
Yeah, that stuff. And then we were like, stuff that's like really kind of boils down to a body part. These are all things that we just felt like we wanted to do something better. So we put a little thought into the categories on how we can move things in a more positive direction. And I think that reflects on what it is. Now, we do have some top categories where we did break it down, where we have like the men who aren't competing, for example, with the women, et cetera. And the reason why we did it there is it's some of the top categories, it's just very hard for the guys, quite frankly, to compete, so we wanted to make sure they were recognized. But that said, I will point out that like Leo West won the funniest cam model, for example, and I thought deservingly so. He's hilarious, and he did win funniest cam model in 2019. So the guys have some chance when they're competing with women, but it's a little difficult for them. Yeah,
absolutely. So okay.
So I'm actually going to take over here, and I'm going to steal your news.
Yeah, I was going to say, please do,
because this isn't the only thing that's coming out. We have one more exciting announcement to make, and actually also returning, also in October, right, is the return of YNOT Cammunity, which is our trade show, our in-person trade show for models and creators and the cam and clips community in general. That's going to be with people arriving on October the 11th and going through October 14th, culminating in the Cam Awards. I'm sorry, the 12th, culminating in the 14th. I had that right. Yeah, culminating in the Cam Awards. So let me turn this over to you, and I'm going to ask you a few questions because I wanted to get your thoughts on Cammunity. So let's start off with, why don't you tell everybody how that show got started and why YNOT Cammunity is different than the other shows that are out there?
Well, we saw the need for a B2B show specifically for creators as well as all the platforms that they work on. There's fan shows out there and they serve their purpose. There's other B2B shows out there, but their focus is not specifically and entirely on creators. But we also wanted to make sure that there was enough business to be done at this show and not something where everybody's just going to be hanging out poolside and it's treated like a vacation. We, run a very tight ship. I mean, people see how we run YNOT Summit. Well, how we run the YNOT Cammunity is no different. We're packed with seminars, with networking, with meetups, with stuff that's really designed to help content creators, whether they've been in the industry for a while or just getting started, on how to build their business, how to build their brand, how to get more fans, how to work. Essentially, that's a need that we saw was just not being fulfilled to the potential that it needed to be in this industry. And that's why we invented YNOT Cammunity and intend to bring it back this year.
Cool. And let's just like we did with Cam Awards, why don't you walk everybody through what it looks like? So what's from the time you arrive and what's going on throughout the day, and just kind of give people a sense of what it looks like there.
Sure, absolutely. So we are going to definitely be, we're taking over a room block at the W Hollywood. And essentially the way it would work is, for anybody who's local or driving in or flying in, we encourage you to arrive on October 11th, as we're going to have like a pre-event meetup. We're not sure yet as of this time what it's going to be, but there's going to be something going on the evening of October 11th, and it'll be sponsored by someone, I'm sure. That's going to be the opening night stuff.
We have some ideas, by the way, just so you guys know. We just can't, until it's locked in, we can't exactly say what it is.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be pretty exciting. Assuming nothing derails what it looks like is about to happen, that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I could say at this point right now that our presenting and our registration sponsor for YNOT Cammunity is going to be Chatterbait, so we are thrilled to have them on board.
It's hard to understate just how supportive they've been, by the way, of the whole community, and they're just, man, I just can't say enough about them, about Shirley. The whole company has just been supportive of all these initiatives we're trying to do.
Yeah, Chatterbait is clearly a business that has the industry's best interests at heart. These are people who look out for everyone. And yeah, we can't say enough about how supportive they are. So they're going to be our presenting / registration sponsor. We've also got Bonga Cams on board as our exclusive entertainment sponsor. So we couldn't be more thrilled about that. And there are a few others that are in the works right now, which we'll probably lock in after we publish this broadcast. So we're going to ask you to check back at ynot.com and ynotcam.com for more information as far as who's on board and who's supporting us.
And while this show is obviously, as you mentioned, designed with models and creators in mind, which is so great, nobody else does that. Are the businesses and the service professionals and others, are they going to want to attend as well, or is this not a show for them, would you say?
Yeah, we want everybody to attend that has anything to do with the cams and clips side of the industry. So we're talking affiliates, we're talking payment providers, we're talking, platforms, anything that has, something that you can work directly with creators or the platforms that they're involved on. And obviously you need to be in the industry to be involved in YNOT Cammunity. This isn't something where there's going to be fans or anything like that hanging around. But we also very much encourage people who are looking to get into the industry, because this is an amazing opportunity to learn. You're going to meet all kinds of people in the business. You're going to have an opportunity to get information that you're really not going to find anywhere else. So
yeah, if you know people who are interested in getting in, or if you're new yourself, this is an opportunity to meet with these companies and face-to-face and other models and ask your questions and get comfortable. Because when you're just looking into something online, you don't know who these people are, and is this shady, is that shady? It's hard to tell. When you actually come out to an event like this, you're actually meeting with all these companies and these people. You're having a chance to pull successful models aside and say, hey, tell me the truth. What do you think about
this? But a typical
that?
day at YNOT Cammunity, things get started, not early in the morning. I mean, I've been to shows before where things start as early as 8 or 9, which is kind of ridiculous. I've been to shows where things start at noon, and it's like, well, you've already wasted part of the morning. So we'll usually start things around 10 a.m. or so. We'll have panels running on the hour pretty much all day long. We'll have breakout sessions. We'll have rooms where you can set up meetings. We're also going to have speed networking There's also going to be exhibits of some sort. We're going to give all of our sponsors an opportunity to present in one way, shape, or form, and really just have all the attendees know who's taking care of them and what's going on. And then, of course, in the evenings, we're going to have some sort of a party, whether it's going to be on site or off. There will be probably a time for a few hours between the late afternoon sessions and the mid-evening where if people have dinners planned or something going on with their friends, there'll be time for that. But essentially, there's something going on all day from 10 till probably like 5 or 6 in the evening. And then we'll probably start up again around maybe 9 in the evening with that evening's activities. And then repeat. Same will happen on the 13th. And then on the 14th, we might have something going on in the morning, but we'll need to cut it off around noon or 1 p.m. To give everyone enough time to get ready for YNOT Cam Awards, which is happening a block away. Give everyone time to get in makeup, get in their dresses, and the red carpet's going to start somewhere around 5 or 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's a light day on the 14th, just so everyone can chill and get ready for the big show at night. And just to give everyone an idea, in 2019 we had a couple of major parties. So we had one at Lucky Strike, which was we had karaoke going on, and we had a live band karaoke, which was cool. And some of the performers and models and creators who got on stage and sang, you did too. But man, that was fun watching everybody kind of get up there with a live band behind them. We also did a pool party at the roof pool for at the W that Studio 20 put on. That was really cool as well. A lot of people attended it. It was a really fun evening. Let me ask you about live shows, because I know we're running out of time here, and I want to make sure we get to your thoughts on this.
Yep.
Why do you think it's important for people? Like, we have virtual summits like this one now. So why do you think it's important that we still have live events?
Look, nothing can replace in-person events. I mean, you can get all kinds of information. You can make contacts. You can get business done. I mean, there are a lot of people that, never have to really leave the comfort of their own home to be able to get ahead and stay relevant and be profitable in the adult entertainment industry, regardless of what you do. But at the same time, the social aspect, making lifelong friends. I mean, the number of people that have attended some form of a YNOT event, whether it was just a gathering or an actual trade show or anything in the past, that to this day still reference, I met them at YNOT and we're still doing business together, or blah, 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 we're doing this or that. You can't replace that. I mean, being able to see, feel, speak to, experience other people in the industry. Plus, I mean, it does a lot more for your brand as well. When people actually see you physically, it's different than if they were to see you online, where everyone else is going to see you online. You just become that much more real, so to speak. But again, I mean, being able to participate in these events in real life, and the thing I want to say is that for YNOT Cammunity, I can tell you that a number of models, that was their first show that they've ever been to. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that have some form of social anxiety, or they just don't do well in crowds, or they just don't like being in a real big public setting. Well, the beautiful thing about YNOT Cammunity is that you have that option, that if you want to just get together in small gatherings, or if you want to be around everyone, you have those options. But we, are not, it's not a big, scary, overwhelming thing. One thing that YNOT has always had as a signature, whether it's Connor and myself or the people closest to us, is that we really like to have like a very personal touch. I mean, it's like a white glove treatment, so to speak. We don't like to throw people in the deep end. We like to have you ease into things, and we're more than happy to make introductions for you. So this is a great opportunity.
And the cool thing is I see people online interacting on Twitter and elsewhere who I know met each other at Hollywood at YNOT Cammunity, and that's so cool. It's just, you be a part of your community, have your voice heard. We would not be here at this virtual show today if I hadn't started going to shows way back when I was nobody, in terms of people knowing me in the business. But that one thing led to another, and I don't know if I ever would have met you. If I wasn't going to live shows, probably not.
Dude, I met you at the Adult Webmaster booth in, I believe, either January or April or June of 2001 in Vegas. I'd read some of your articles at that point, and you were definitely intoxicated. And, I shook your hand. It's like, oh, this is Connor Young. Okay, great. And that was over 20 years ago.
Those were fun times, man. And before, since we're about out of time, I do want to just have a chance for you to say, for anybody, for models or execs or thinking about wanting to maybe speak at the show, be involved in the show in some way, people maybe who want to sponsor, that sort of thing, what should they do if they're interested in being a part of this?
Look, I encourage anyone and everyone that wants to have any kind of involvement with YNOT Cammunity, whether you want to speak, whether you want to sponsor, whether you want to exhibit, whether you want to do anything with our show, even help out. I have people saying, hey, is there any way that I can help out, like with registration or setup or anything like that? Please just contact me. I don't care if you email me 5 times. Contact me, jay@ynot.com. Hit up my Twitter @YNOTLAJ. Just be in my face, because at the end of the day, we're juggling a million things over here, and I have no problem being reminded. In fact, it helps me to see how enthusiastic you are, and it's a lot better for me to be reminded too many times than to not be reminded once. So I encourage anyone and everyone to please reach out to us, and we'll find some way of getting involved. I mean, even if you don't have a budget, we'll figure something out. So please, by all means, we want to be as inclusive as possible. Reach out to me. No time's better than the present.
Awesome. So, hey, we just made some big news here today. We've been excited to announce this for a long time. And so, hey, now we've done it. Any last words before we head out for anybody who's listening to this?
No, I think you and I should probably just give ourselves a reach around and be done with it now.
All right, let's do that off camera. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we can't wait to see you guys all in Hollywood.
Thank you.